Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Persons under 18 will not be admitted.
You're muted.
Why is everybody muted?
I shouldn't be now.
Okay. No, I'm not muted.
No, I'm not muted either. There we go.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, I've never seen that happen before.
Well, yeah, and I just sent you a picture about what I was looking at. That was freaking bizarre. I don't know if that was a Facebook thing or I don't know. It was weird.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome to another kick-ass episode of Still Toking with.
We are off to a great start. Yeah.
You know?
Fucking, sometimes they update these programs and it really just pisses me off, to be honest. Because, like, Jeff just sent me a picture. They're showing us now what it looks like on the computer and on the phone.
Oh, is that what that was?
I don't fucking care. I really don't care. But the connections now are also being messed with. So some of our Facebook pages aren't working. I had to readjust that real quick. I literally got back in the studio just as it ended, and now everybody's muted. It didn't unmute like it normally is supposed to. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get on with the show here. The flashy one himself, Mr. Jeffrey Mark.
Good evening. Hi, everybody. I'm excited. I'm always excited about our guests and our show, but I have such a love for the people who provide voices for cartoons and games and videos and narration. And it's a special love of the part of that business is a special love. And we've got an amazing guest, but we also have an amazing co-host. So let me introduce our buddy, the man with the biceps, Jeff Holman, who will introduce our guests.
Yeah, I might. I'm thinking about it. So you're looking pretty golden boy there, Jeffrey. I kind of, that's it. I like that look.
Thank you.
I do. I like that look. So yeah, I'm looking forward to chatting with this dude. I'm getting that double thing now. It's showing me that the other screen again.
Just live with it.
Ignore it.
It's more of you to love.
Well, it messes with my mind.
Well, the reason it's there is because we are now allowed to stream to Instagram.
Oh, well, okay.
So,
I'll accept that then.
All right. Because we are allowed to stream to Instagram, you're going to have to deal with, we're going to have to deal with fucking 2 of you on the screen instead of 1.
Well, get used to it.
Ah, Christ.
Hey,
we have a good guest here tonight.
Yeah, I know. Let's bring him right in, Mr. Dick Terhune. Did I say that correctly?
You got it right. First time. A+.
See that? Thank you.
Welcome to the Nut House.
Right?
I feel right at home.
We're usually so much better pulled together than this, but it's all technical stuff. It's not us.
Yeah, it's like I said at the beginning, they changed a lot of stuff in the streaming applications that we use. So this is the first show that I had to deal with it. Well, anyway, enough about that.
It works. I'm good. I got my cartoon background. I can just disappear into it.
Thank God. Look at that. Both of them disappeared.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
gonna be one of those.
Okay, so I was doing a little. I maybe I'm just old and I don't understand, but Dick, can you explain to me what the fuck is a fofo figgly?
I doubt that many people in this country know what a fofo figgly is, because that is an Australian children's show. I don't know how many years it's been on, but yeah, I want to say it's like an Australian Sesame Street.
Yeah, that's a good
analogy. And Fofo Figgly is like the main character.
All right. Well, don't type that into an adult web browser, because that was a mistake I made.
Ooh, yeah. I was even trying, when you mentioned it, I was even trying to remember the name of the character that I voiced on that show. Fixel Bowstring. That was the character I played. He was like the know-it-all guy that when everything was going wrong, the hosts would come in and Fixel would have to fix everything.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
And like, every time that my character appeared for the first time, he would say, "Hello, Fixel Bowstring here," as if no one had ever seen this guy. and he himself did not remember meeting anyone, but he was pretty smart other than that.
It looked like an offbeat of a Teletubby.
Yeah, if you like got this weird mutant hybrid of Teletubbies and Sesame Street, that's probably what you would come up with, is a Fofo Figgly.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I think
that's all the questions I got.
I think that's Fofo.
All right, Jeff, out. Let's go. Moving on.
Next.
I'm going to ask for an opinion. No, obviously.
I'm against it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, there you go. I'm glad to hear that you're against child pornography. So, sir, there has to be an enormous difference between recording voices for a cartoon or a narration versus for if you're voicing a game like WoW, where you must have to spend, I don't know how many hours recording every possible thing that come up, because the people who are on WoW are in charge of in what direction the game goes. And I mean, seriously, how much do you have to pre-record? It's all pre-recorded. How much do you have to record to cover every possibility? It boggles my mind.
Let me tell you the story of how I got on World of Warcraft.
Would you please, sir?
I would be absolutely delighted to. My agent, several years ago, I think it was around 2009, 2010, sent me out on 2 auditions in New York City, and they were both, one was for like a supermarket, one was like a drugstore. And the first one was the supermarket. I went there, and the guy said, I want you to think of this place as an Asian Kmart.
Yada, yada, yada. What?
Yeah, exactly. That was my reaction. And so I'm thinking, you know, what part of my demo made you think that I was right for this job? But I asked him, okay, Asian, what do you want? Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, Thai? How am I supposed to think about this?
Good for you.
And he said, just sound Asian. So first of all, wrong. But second, I laid down 2 tracks that were basically a bad Jackie Chan. And I walked out of there knowing I would never hear from these people again. Went to the other audition. And while I was there, I don't know how familiar you are with casting offices in major markets, but they will have like 4, 5, 6 different studios on one floor that are all running auditions or sessions at the same time. The one next to me had a sign that said World of Warcraft. So I tippy-toed over and I grabbed a copy of the side, which is a portion of the script, and it said casting for the Worgen, a race of 7-foot-tall sentient werewolf warriors. And can you get me in that room? And sure enough, an hour later, my agent had me in that room, and I did the audition. And a couple days later, they called back and they said, yeah, you got it. So I'm thinking, all right, yes, I got my first big game. And so I went into the luxurious Midtown Manhattan recording studio, and I'm all ready. They had booked me for a 7-hour session. And I'm thinking, what the hell can I possibly do for 7 hours? But hey, they were paying me. I went, I'm in there, I'm ready to start howling and growling. And Andrea Toyas, who is the casting and voice director for Blizzard Entertainment, sat me down. I mean, she basically told the werewolf to sit. And I did. And she said, I want to play something for you. And on the ginormous sound system in this room, she played the orchestral theme for Gilneas, which is the realm of the Worgen in World of Warcraft. And I hear that, and it's like, oh, okay, I get it. I understand now. And then she told me the reason that she hired me for the job. She said, everybody else came in and they're just snarling and biting and making dog noises. You came in, and in your voice, I could hear that this was a race of people who had been cursed. But they learned how to use that curse, how to walk the fine line between the wolf and the human to retain as much of their intellect and control as possible while harnessing the ferocity of the wolf. And I'm like, yeah, that is exactly what I was thinking when I went in there and did that. So I'm glad we no, really, honestly, I swear to God, that's how I approached it. So all right, I got the job. Thank you very much. That was all awesome. So I walked into the studio, and the producer gives me like a 1.5-page script of lines and reactions and jokes and emotes. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, like, I am going to be out of here in 90 minutes. And sure enough, 90 minutes later, I was done with that. Thinking, okay, do we break for lunch now? Or are you just going to let me go early? But then he comes back with a few more sheets of reactions. Because as you pointed out, everything that happens in that game, or really in any game, for any and all of the characters, you have to provide all the reactions for everything that can happen. And in particular, I was fighting. So I not only had to strike, I had to be struck. So it started with fists. So I had to throw a punch and take a punch. Claws. I had to slash with claws, and then I had to be slashed with claws. Then it was a dagger and a short sword and a regular sword, then a broadsword, then a claymore, and then we switched to axes, and everything just kept getting bigger and heavier. Now, if you're looking in my studio right now, I actually have more room in here than I had in the booth where I was recording the Warcraft.
Yeah. I've been in those booths.
Okay. But I still had to sell it, right? So I'm this far from the microphone. The walls are here, and I am literally holding my hands like this to simulate the weight of the double battle axe while I'm swinging it around and taking hits and giving hits. So 5 hours later, when we were done with all of that, they said, okay, now you die. And I'm like, yeah, I could. I actually could right now. So I gave them my Worgen death throws, and I walked away, and I was walking up Madison Avenue, one very exhausted, wrung out, but very happy wreck of a human being. And, you know, since then, I hear from so many Warcraft fans, and I love meeting Worgen fans when I do the cons. It's just something that it was a big moment for me, and apparently it was a big moment for a lot of other people, because that is a fan favorite race.
It is. It is. I actually called a friend of mine who's a bit younger than I, read 20 years at least, to tell me what he felt about Worgen and the Worgens, because there's more than one Worgen character, is there not?
Right. Well, yes. In the cutscenes, there are different characters. My character, the full name of my character is Worgen Male Player Character Transformed. So if you go in and if you want to play as a male character, there are two of us. There's Worgen Male Player Character Human and Worgen Male Player Character Transformed. You can play as the human. If you decide to unleash the power of the wolf, it becomes me. But if you're playing as a Worgen male, you're playing as me.
I'm confused.
Imagine how I feel.
Before we lose it, when they told you, I'm going back to Kmart.
Okay. The Asian Kmart, yes.
When you were told Asian Kmart, did you tell yourself a joke or three before you opened your mouth?
Oh, I didn't know what the fuck to think. I thought he was joking. Asian Kmart, what?
Because, hey, what I'm about to say is a joke, folks. But the first thing my comedy brain thought when you said that was, Kmart, honorable savings price. Because that is actually pretty close to the audition that I did that day. Yeah, pretty close. That used to be their slogan. Kmart is your savings place.
The savings place. Yeah.
Exactly. They don't exist anymore, do they?
No, they don't. You know why? Because they didn't hire me.
Right.
And because they're racists.
I could have saved Kmart and made them change their ways. But no, not me.
No, Kmart kicked to the curb. See you later. Bye-bye.
Who?
Didn't they get bought out by Walmart?
They just went away. They just
went away.
They're all
just
Harbor
like
Freights now.
Bradley's and Caldors.
Harbor Freights.
They've joined Woolworths in that great retail store outlet in the heavens.
We could go on.
Once
all
a year
the dead
they come
stores.
back. Once a year they come back. They're Spirit Halloween.
Oh yeah,
yes.
That's true. Yeah. That's a different company, but we'll go on. We'll go. We'll let Jeff have his moment. It's fine. It's okay.
Oh, you want to go there?
You know what? We're all going to get ours tonight. Everybody's going to get theirs. I got mine. Now Jeff got his.
Okay. Now to the other part of your question. To the other part of your question about the comparison between doing animation and games.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that was a 7-hour session to do all of that.
Right.
When I did Transformers, I was brought in for several sessions, and I was usually the only one in the studio. none of us ever recorded together.
That's unusual, isn't it?
I don't think it's that unusual anymore, because I've been to Warner Brothers Animation Studios in Burbank,
right,
where they have the gigantic room where the entire Justice League could sit
right,
and record their episodes. But for some reason for Transformers, they brought us in separately.
I know that at Disney they do that. Every voice is done one at a time. Like when my friend, you maybe you know Mark Evanier. When Mark produces stuff, he brings everybody in at once. He feels the energy of that is better for the cartoon.
It's acting. It's a company of actors, and that's how you build, that story that you're trying to put out with just your voices. It makes it a little harder, I think, when it's just little old me standing in the room and they say, okay, now the Decepticons are attacking. Here's your reaction. It's line number 159 on page 6. Give me 3 takes.
Right.
Okay. And yet they edit it together and it works.
I prefer, if I'm doing that kind of work, to have the other actors there.
Same.
The energy is different.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
Sex by yourself.
I think there's another word for that.
Except there's no orgasm involved in this at all.
But there is a paycheck. But there's definitely a paycheck. Honestly, I did not meet the other actors who were in the show until very close to the end of our recording process. They called me in for a pickup session, which is not what you're thinking. I
wasn't going to say anything.
Okay. It means they had some lines that they missed that they needed me to do. So I came in and there was another woman sitting in the reception area when I got there, and I'm a friendly guy. So I started talking with her, and eventually I said, so what are you here for? And she said, oh, I'm Pinkie Pie. I'm here for My Little Pony. And it's like, okay, cool. I just met a star. That's great. And shortly after that, then she went in, she did her session, she left. And shortly after that, some other people started arriving and we started talking. And suddenly I realized I'm in the room with Grimlock and Shockwave and Bumblebee and Perceptor and RC and Hot Rod. We immediately bonded. We became Transformers family then and there. And since then, we'll hang out occasionally. We often do cons together. And, it is really like a family reunion when we get together. But I'm just sorry that we didn't get the chance to record our scenes together.
Right.
Because I know it came out good, but I think it would have come out better if we had had that company cohesive aspect to the scenes that we were doing. Welcome to the Actors Theater. I'm Richard Terhune, still toking with all of these 3 other people. Yeah.
Speaking of being an actor, you've done an awful lot of theater as well, which is a whole different set of acting muscles. I have interest, not that I'm not interested in all you've done, but 2 things you've done in the theater, like my spidey senses tingled. The first is a one-man show version of A Christmas Carol.
Oh, you had to jump on that, didn't you? Yep.
How does that work, Dick?
It's rather complex. It's rather complex. First time I knew it could be done was when I saw Sir Patrick Stewart do it on Broadway in like 94, 95.
Right.
And it's like, okay, it can be done. That's really cool. I don't think I could ever do it. But I have a friend who is a director who said, I want to do a one-man Christmas Carol and I want you to do it. And I have a script. We got another friend of ours who wrote an adaptation, which was a 90-minute script for A Christmas Carol. And finally, all the schedules and stars lined up. So for Christmas 2019, we were going to present a one-man Christmas Carol, and I was the one man. So I had 7 months to memorize this thing and to distinctly create over 30 different characters with just my voice, just my expression, and just my movement, because I wasn't going to be changing costumes every time a new character came on, or switching hats or crap like that. And it really worked. And since 2019, I have performed that show every Christmas season, one way or another. I tour it nationally now. I was just in the Midwest. I also did it here in Connecticut. I've done it in Boston. Next year, I'm going to be taking it to Nashville and some other locations yet to be determined.
Bring it to the West Coast, because I'd love to see that.
Hey, you find me a 200, 300 seat theater and I will be there, my friend. Absolutely.
There are 4 of them in Palm Springs.
Okay, so I'll do all of them, one each night.
We'll talk off camera.
All right. Let's make it happen.
So was the script an adaptation of the Dickens story, or was it Dickens word for word?
No, it was Dickens word for word. They did have to change some of the words because it just didn't sound right. For example, at the very end, the narrator says Scrooge had no more contact with spirits, but in the book it was Scrooge had no more intercourse with spirits. So we really wanted to make a distinction between contact and intercourse in that. Right. So I think the adapter made the right choice. Other than that, it's taken straight from Dickens.
I did watch the clip on your website of that, and I was impressed.
Oh, thank you.
I was definitely impressed. Something I'd like to see. Yeah, I would definitely.
Well, I mean, Mr. Mark said get him out to the West Coast, but I'm going to throw this out there because we have a lot of people that watch this show. He's in Connecticut, folks. He's in Connecticut. Jeff and myself are just south of Boston, Mass. I live in America's hometown, Plymouth, Mass. We have a couple of great venues that would be perfect for Christmas for that. The Spire Center being one of them.
Spire Center would be one of them, yeah, in Plymouth.
Let's go. Let's do it. And if it's closer, you don't have to fly me there. That's even better.
Well, right. So I'll have to connect them.
Yeah, please do. The other show because the show fascinates me, Moon Over Buffalo. Now you're the male star of that show.
George Hay, yes.
Now, when Phil and Carol did it on Broadway, it didn't run forever, but while it ran, it was a huge hit. It's a huge part.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about your experience with this, because it's an amazing show.
It is so funny. For those who don't know the show, it's about a movie star and actor who is clearly past his prime, and he and his wife have this touring company, and they get word that Frank Capra is coming to a matinee performance because they want to cast my character, George Hay, in I think The Return of the Scarlet Pimpernel or something.
Yeah, the show takes place like 1952 or 1950.
It's in the 50s. Yeah, it takes place in like the theater world of the 1950s. And it's just like this full-on four-door farce with mistaken identities, sexual innuendo, and nonstop comedy. My character, for example, spends the entirety of Act 2 drunk in his underwear. Does it get any better than that? I ask you. I mean, some of us would call that Tuesday, but for me, that was a fun role.
Yeah, the thing more fun than that would be drunk without your underwear, but that's a different show.
I wasn't going there.
That was the midnight performance. We only did that a couple of times, but
Did you get to see it on Broadway?
No, I didn't, and I regret that. I really wanted to see Carol on Broadway. I wasn't able to make it.
Oh, the Carol we're talking about, folks, is Carol Burnett. So yeah, and Phil was wonderful in it.
Yes.
Bailey was just he matched her laugh for laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen clips, and it's like, if there was one place I wish I could have been that year, that would have been it.
It really is an old-fashioned sex farce. Everyone's cheating on everybody else or suspected of cheating on everyone else, and everyone's lying, and it's a lot of fun.
It's hysterical. I love doing farces. There was another show I did a couple years after that, the 39 Steps.
Oh yeah.
Which is probably as close to a one-man show as I ever came before doing Christmas Carol, because the male lead in that show is on stage for all but one scene.
Yeah.
And
Constantly.
it's just nonstop running and action and mugging and adventure, and it's another hysterical show. I love doing comedy any chance I get.
Well, that's why you're on this show.
Exactly.
Apparently.
Also, according to the intro, there's nudity, and I'm still waiting for that. I hope it's no one on this screen.
Yeah.
He beat me to it.
Unsee.
Some things cannot be unseen.
Control Alt Delete.
No, there has to be money involved if I do that.
All right, so you've obviously got a very distinct voice, and I listened to one of the clips because you also do medical and pharmaceutical narrations.
Yes, I do. And side effects may include diarrhea, vomiting, itchiness.
Right. Have you ever narrated a condom commercial?
I never have. I have auditioned for Trojan ads before. I've also auditioned for Manscape.
Okay.
The grooming thing. For some reason, they don't want to hire Dick.
He got stuck with Vagisil.
Oh boy.
Only the disclaimer for that one. Only the disclaimer.
I don't often do material, but you reminded me of a joke I wrote about a half a century ago when they were allowing feminine hygiene products to do commercials on television, but you couldn't say what the product was for. Right. Because that was considered too dirty. So there are all these commercials for these products, Summer's Eve, but like men had no idea what they were for. So for my nightclub, I did one and I called the product Puss No More. Oh. We don't know what it does, but whatever it does, it's all you need. And the audiences would go crazy.
Well, that was, that's like the clip I saw earlier today. It was like this big old lady, and she wanted to tattoo one on the left thigh of a tree and one on the right thigh of a turkey because her husband couldn't figure out what to eat between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. I'm just thankful that we can't be canceled on stream. That's all I'm going to say.
Dick,
that shut everybody up, didn't it?
Okay. Dick, do you have a favorite in the different genres you've done? Cartoon voices, and I'm going to ignore all the rest of it. Cartoon voices and games, and is there like in each genre? Is there a favorite? Not a fan favorite, but a favorite of yours that that's the one I enjoyed doing the most.
A favorite role or a favorite genre?
Role in each of the genres.
Okay. In animation, I got to go back to Transformers. There were 4 characters I played on the series that I did. Prowl, who most Transformers fans will recognize that.
Absolutely.
He's the police car. He's a military strategist. He's a tactician. He's a weapons expert. He's always 7 clicks ahead of everybody. He's definitely the guy you want watching your 6. And he will, and spoiler alert, does take a bullet for Optimus Prime. So that was like the name brand character that I did. But then they had me voice 3 other characters, and one was McAdam, who they dug up out of the British Marvel comics from the 1990s. He runs the old oil house in the Lower East Quadrant. It's basically Cheers on Cybertron. And McAdam's thing is, this is neutral territory. Autobot, neutral, or Decepticon makes no difference to me. If you can pay, you can stay. There's just one rule: no fighting. And one thing that I really loved about this guy is, first of all, I am the first actor to ever voice this character, who actually turns out to have a pretty decent story arc and significant role as the series goes on. But he does something in the first episode where he appears. Megatron walks into a bar and he looks for the priest and the rabbi. No, he's looking for a Decepticon turncoat, and he's he's getting ready to blow him away right there with that massive arm cannon that he has. And McAdam walks in behind the bar and says, "No fighting." And he starts to transform, but we never see what he turns into. All we see is his shadow and the reaction of everybody in the bar, their optics getting bigger and bigger. And you just see Megatron go, and then he says, "We will settle this another day." And he leaves. How many characters on Transformers actually made Megatron back down?
That's it.
You're looking at one right here, boy.
I was just gonna say that.
Did they let you see any of the storyboards before you voice anything, just to give you an idea what the visual might be?
I was able to see artwork for Prowl, but the other characters, I didn't see anything. They didn't have anything ready yet. They just told me that McAdam was this big, jovial type of guy, and so I just kind of stuck my belly out and went with a voice like this and thought, if I were running a pub, this is exactly how I would sound. And he's like the dad joke guy, and they said, yeah, that's what we want. And it was, several months later when I saw the first artwork on him. And then after the series came out, was very honored that Hasbro, they couldn't make like a single package figure because you didn't know what he transformed into. So they made him a Build-A-Figure. So you had to buy 8 different Transformers to collect the pieces to make this one McAdam character. And I was thrilled that they did that. And the fans really reacted well to it as well. I think he's my favorite character that I did, but I also got to be a couple of bad guys, because again, while I was there doing, I think, a session for McAdam, they said, "Hey, we got a little extra time. We're looking for a voice for like a mad scientist character. Have you ever heard of Boris Karloff?"
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, you obviously have no idea who you're talking with. All the down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. And so they said, okay, let's run you through on this. So that's how I got cast in the role of the quintessence scientist, who was another great bad guy character who met a perfectly fitting end in the series. If you haven't seen Transformers Cyberverse, please watch it on whatever platform you can. And the other character I played was only known as the Dweller. He was a Titan who lived in the bottom of the Argon Sea, and all of the citizens who had once inhabited this Titan. You see, the Titans are the biggest of the robots on Cybertron, and when they transform, they are cities, so that other Transformers can actually live in them. And so he had become sort of this vampirish dude who was looking to lure Transformers in to repopulate my body. So I got to be really creepy, and that was a cool thing. So if I had to pick one character that I really loved the most on Transformers, I would say it was McAdam. As for games that I've done, of course, always have a soft spot in my heart for that big old furry Worgen.
Yeah.
However, a couple years after that, I was the title villain in a character called Pinstripe.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, Thomas Brush created that one, and he cast me for that role, and I got to do a lot with that one. Again, it's just a super creepy character. When the game starts, there's a father and a little girl who appear to be on a train, and it looks like the father has a priest's collar, but this is his daughter. So you're already wondering what's going on here. And they start exploring the train cars. And of course, the little girl is Boo, and she's absolutely adorable. And as they go on, they encounter the very strange and mysterious Mr. Pinstripe, who appears to take quite a shine to the little girl.
Uh-oh.
And by the end of the first cutscene, he has kidnapped Boo and is challenging the father to come and get her. How did I become aware of this? Well, first of all, I voiced it. and I kind of knew what was happening. I didn't see the game though until after it came out, and my feed starts blowing up with Pinstripe, 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 Pinstripe. And oh, good, the game came out. What happened? And then I started seeing some YouTube game reviewers who were playing the game. And there was one in specific, I believe her handle was Cat for the Win. And she starts, okay, we're going to play Pinstripe today. And she starts going through it and she's playing it along. They get to me, they get to the end where I take the little girl and she just pauses the game and says, that dude is creepy as fuck. That is the best review I have ever gotten for a game roll.
You know,
Well,
so
go ahead.
Go ahead, boys. Go ahead.
All right. So I got to get past this thing about you got to buy all the Transformers because then you get the parts to make that one character.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that popped into my head is, you know, do you got to buy all the Teletubbies to make a Figgly?
No, see that we tried explaining this to you earlier that the Teletubbies.
Well, I'm a little slow sometimes, so
they're
yeah.
not. And I don't think they ever made a Fixel bowstring figure. If they did, I would be really surprised. Honestly, I would.
But it could have been a bobblehead, you know.
It'd be fun. I'd take a bobblehead. Sure. I mean, he kind of looks like a bobblehead in the series anyway. It wouldn't be that much of a stretch.
I've never turned down bobblehead. I have a question.
Jesus.
Why you are so versatile and so intelligent. I love intelligent performers because there are some people who are enormously talented, but get them away from the script. You'll die. Which way did they go, George? You're a very intelligent man. Why hasn't Andrew Romano signed you to an exclusive contract? Why haven't you broken?
I think she's retired.
Has she? Okay.
I think she's retired. Yeah.
That just means I'm old. Okay. Well, I am the oldest person in the room.
I would absolutely, if she were still casting and directing, I would love to work with her. I would love to work with Ginny McSwain. I mean, just so many great voice directors who I would love to work with. Unfortunately, even though we can now basically work from anywhere, they're on the West Coast. And so much of the animation is done on the West Coast because you got TV and movie stars there. You can just call them in. They'll be in the studio, as opposed to us New York, Connecticut guys who are living 3 hours in the future, and we've got to get the Source Connect and with all us, or we got to book another studio in Manhattan and get him there. So I can understand. I would really love to see them do more animation on the East Coast, or just take advantage of all the wonderful technology that allows us to do things like you and I are doing right now, and we can record those sessions from anywhere in the world. And I have done with other things like,
you know, I was born in Brooklyn.
Work narrations. You know, I can do sessions in Copenhagen, in London, in Australia, in Toronto, in Atlanta, in LA.
I get you. I've been on television in about 27 countries. Doesn't mean I was in the countries when it happened. It just means I did it either on a green screen in a studio or from home.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to play devil's advocate with you, why have you chosen to live in Connecticut and not be on the West Coast? I'm a Brooklyn boy. I've got nothing against the East Coast, but why Connecticut?
I moved to Connecticut probably close to 40 years ago. I'm originally from the Midwest. I was born and raised in Nebraska, and I moved out here about 40 years ago. Fell in love. The Cornhuskers, yeah. Go Big Red. So fell in love with New England, and where I live right now is basically halfway between New York and Boston. So I kind of have the best of all worlds. I can go and do my stuff in Boston. I can go and do my stuff in New York, and then I can come back and live in my house on a hill in the woods and be surrounded by trees and deer and woodland creatures. I'm basically a Disney princess out here. I would absolutely love to do more work in LA. It's just logistics right now, but if they called me and said, yeah, we're putting you on the plane, I would absolutely do that.
So your fans are going to want to know, so do you have a family and stuff, or are you a single guy that they can have fantasies about?
They are welcome to have fantasies about me all they want, but I do in fact have a family. Yes.
Yay.
married to my wife, Peggy, for coming up 28 years.
Congratulations.
And thank you very much. 3 adult children. My son works at Fenway Park.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he was a Red Sox fan since he was a baby. So he basically gets to go to church to work every day. So
Right.
he works in events and logistics and stuff that's way out of my headspace because he has this sports management degree, and it's just, God bless you, kid, you do it. Like, basically his job is anything that's not baseball that they do at Fenway, he's got to work on that. My 2 daughters are seniors in college. One is studying film editing and post-production, and the other is majoring in stage management. So I basically have like an entire entertainment hub in my own family. And my wife is a choreographer. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's us.
Oh, okay.
So we got the
How
least interesting of the whole bunch on.
I can ask him. I can bring him in. I'll see if anybody.
So I wanted to ask, how much has AI affected your type of a business, and do you see it affecting it even more in the future?
AI has affected my business in a positive way, because when clients try AI and they see how badly it gets fucked up, then they have to call me in to fix it. And at that point, we make it rain. Am I worried about AI? No, I'm not. And I know that you can do amazing things with AI. AI can read a script. AI can sound like other people, but what AI cannot do is tell you a story.
Right.
That's what I do. I'm a professional storyteller. My intelligence is not artificial. It's real. It's natural. You're paying for all natural, free-range, organic intelligence when you hire me. So I'm on record as saying I'm not worried about AI, and I'm not going to worry about AI.
I was curious. Yeah,
It
I was curious
absolutely
as to
has some
how it
terrific
affects.
uses, like
Yeah.
scientific purposes, medicine. I would love to see AI go to town on all of that stuff. Manufacturing, technology.
Okay, because I
can't tell you a damn joke and make it stick.
But well, it is starting to affect artists. I do know that. So because a lot of artist friends that I have, they're really down on the AI stuff.
Well, at
You
least
mean like
for
graphic artists?
Yes, like graphic artists. True art. Not painters necessarily, but the guys that do the comic book
most
stuff like that.
most of the stuff that AI is churning out is slop, and people are getting savvy to that.
Yep.
So, every new trend has a wave, and I think we're going to see certain parts of that wave bottom out, and I think that's going to happen in the arts.
And at least for now, our strong union, SAG-AFTRA, protects. For now.
Yes. For now, yes. I mean, I've turned down opportunities to clone my voice for projects. It's just no, just hire me to do the job.
Right.
Okay, because I'll get it right the first time, and you won't have to keep tweaking whatever files I would record to do it. Yeah, it's just. I'm not worried.
Speaking of hiring him, folks, I know it's like way into the show, and usually I get this out right at the beginning, but if you're interested in anything that we talk about tonight, or contacting Dick himself, that didn't sound right. But anyways, check the show notes up above or down below.
Thinking about, I'm not sure.
Check the show notes up above or down below. All his information is there.
Yes, and then you can get a hand on Dick.
Oh,
Jesus.
See how I didn't say that? See how I didn't say that?
I stopped.
Somebody had to. I would have said it. I was going to say it, but Jeff beat me to it.
On the AI thing.
I beat Dick.
Years ago, when AI was first starting, a bunch of people came to me and they said, "We have an idea. We're going to digitize every line ever said in I Love Lucy, and then we're going to write I Love Lucy cartoons using their voices. What do you think? And I said, you can train AI to sound like their voices, but AI cannot tell you when Miss Ball would have taken a pause, or which kind of a voice she might have used, or would Mr. Arnaz have heavily accented something, or would he have spoken it in more understandable? That's what AI cannot do comedy timing.
Yeah, it doesn't have nuance.
And it cannot make creative decisions. All it can do is replicate something that's already been done.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, You're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. And I was right.
Yep. 100%. Absolutely agree.
That wouldn't work. You can't fix a broken pipe, that I know.
Well, actually, you can.
I was going to say the same thing.
A broken pipe. But, you know, I also think about James Earl Jones, who did have his voice basically preserved as AI so that Darth Vader could go on forever. And I think they paid him, $9 million for that. And he was in his 90s at the time. It was before he passed. I can understand that's a huge legacy for his family. And I want to think of it as a boon for Star Wars fans if the Darth Vader character is continued. It's not going to be the same.
No.
So he got away with $9 million. Woohoo! Go JEJ.
Right.
Is there any part of our business you haven't had a chance to really like dive in and have some fun with that you'd like to?
Besides porn, leave that out.
Why?
Oh no, I did that already.
Okay.
Hey, if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for everybody.
Okay. No, there are things that I'd like to do more of. I would love to do more television, and I would love to do more film. I have been doing more lately. I did co-star on an episode of FBI Most Wanted.
Yep.
In its final season. I'm pretty sure I'm the reason it got canceled. But hey, I was there.
I agree. I voted for that.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
No problem.
And I was really glad that I got to do a scene with Dylan McDermott, because I have loved him for 30 years, since the first time I saw him on The Practice. When I think about the pilot episode of that series, he played a young lawyer, a crusading lawyer in Boston. His closing on that episode, to me, is one of the greatest moments in television. If you never saw it, please find it on some streaming platform. Watch the first episode, season 1 of The Practice. I still remember that closing. In fact, I have used that monologue in auditions when I get the chance. So, I then followed his career for other things. And then I got to do a scene with Dylan McDermott. And there was something I noticed about him. If you watched FBI Most Wanted, his character, Remy Scott, when he would go and he would interview witnesses, if he didn't like what he was hearing, his last line always included what I call the silent motherfucker. And I got to experience that firsthand, because I was playing a hedge fund CEO who was trying to cover his ass. And my last line to him was, Ballot Capital performs all due diligence on any potential investor before we accept their funds. And he looked at me and he said, I'm sure you do, motherfucker. He never said the words, but it was there. And he hits you with those eyes. And it's like, thank you, sir. May I have another? So mad props to Dylan McDermott. Gotta say, I really enjoyed working with him and with everybody who I met on that show. I actually starred in a horror film in Texas last summer because it just wasn't hot enough here. Still waiting for it to be released. It's called Room at the Inn. And the setup for that one, it takes place in this hotel in West Texas. And the hotel is composed of 9 different cottages. but one of them is an honest-to-God 1950s fallout shelter. So you can actually go to this hotel and stay in the fallout shelter if you want to. So that was kind of the premise of the story. All of a sudden, people start showing up in the night and they want to book this bomb shelter. So it becomes a contest over who gets the bomb shelter and why. And it's got elements of Psycho, Night of the Living Dead, 28 Days Later, but all with a unique twist. So I got to play kind of the bad guy in that. Is he the bad guy? Isn't he the bad guy? Do we ever really find out? But it's a cool film. Room at the Inn. Watch for it when it comes out. So yeah, I would love to
change the name of that. They should call that Dick's Inn.
It just never stops.
No, it
just
him.
never stops. No.
Nope.
See,
Or it could have been the old login. You know,
if I
the old
everybody's
login,
trying to get there and they stop for directions. Hey, how far is the old login?
I have an outhouse. It's called
in Balls Deep, Texas.
Balls Deep, Texas.
See, friends, I didn't say any of these jokes.
It just happened organically. Now AI would not give you that experience.
No,
we just had. Now would it? No, never,
no.
ever.
No.
But yeah, the short answer is more film, more TV, and of course more animation.
What is the ethnic origin of the name Terhune? I really like the name.
It's Dutch. It means dweller at the hedge.
Cool.
So I've kind of fulfilled my last name by where I live. I am a dweller at the hedge.
It's fun to meet people from different places, and I got to work with a lot of Dutch people on the Holland America lines, and I used to entertain on cruise ships. And I didn't know any Dutch people, and I found them to be wonderful.
Oh yeah,
No.
We're great.
My last name is actually Dutch.
I did not know that.
It is. Yep.
So your real name is Jeff Dutch? What?
No, I don't tell anybody my last name because then they can find me.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I take it all back.
That's what she
Now
said.
that sounds like a date I
Hello.
Yeah, no, Homan is Dutch.
Cool. Well, see, and I love you, so there. I love Dutch people, obviously.
You know,
Groeten, mein Freund. That's all the Dutch I know. That's it.
Yeah, I know more German than Dutch, and that scares the shit out of me.
You know, Aruba is a Dutch island, and
yes, it is half of it. Yep,
half of
it.
Right? And they speak this strange Papimento language.
Mm-hmm.
That's part Dutch and part English and part Spanish and part gibberish. I can't make heads or tails of it.
But what's that got to do with the guest?
Because his last name's Dutch.
Because he's talking about Dutch stuff.
Oh, yes. Dutch stuff. Gotcha.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously, his gummy just kicked in and he wasn't listening.
Oh, shit. That kicked in 58 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, better than Butch.
Anyway, sir.
Hello. Yes, we're back. Thank you for joining us.
We have a guest here who needs some attention here.
Yes. So I want to ask you, is there a voice that you deep down inside wish that you could have done?
Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom. Okay. I knew there'd be
good
one.
answer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It is the only answer.
That was one of the questions I had earlier, but that I forgot about.
If there excuse me, if there is one Marvel role that I covet, it is that of Dr. Doom. And I don't have to be the on-screen Dr. Doom. I would just love to be the voice of Dr. Doom.
And how about a DC character?
DC, any Green Lantern. I always love the Green Lanterns. I would love to voice a Green Lantern.
I could see you being Hal Jordan. I can see that.
And, now Lanterns is coming out on HBO, so unfortunately that's covered. But if we wanted to do, some more DC animation, would love to jump in as Kilowog or Sinestro or, really, really any of the core. Good guys, bad guys,
Oh, I can see you being an awesome.
Come on, guys. Let's do it. Yeah. I even kind of look like him, don't I? Let me put the red filter on and then we'll see.
We're almost out of time, but I wanted to ask you, I've never really asked this question of anyone, but for some reason with you, if you could go back, since you've mentioned you want to do more television, at all of the characters on the classic television shows of the past, because they keep reinventing these shows. If any show from the past was being reinvented and you had a chance to play a character, which character would you like to have played?
The first one that jumps into my head is the Chief on Get Smart, which may seem like an odd choice.
Oh, not at all.
But I love it. I love it.
I loved that show. I loved Ed Platt. I don't know how that man could stay dead-faced through all of the antics that were going on.
You should have seen the outtakes.
Oh, I would love to see the outtakes. Yeah,
I have
okay. Link me to that. I want to see.
Oh no, it's in my private collection. No, both Buck Henry and practically everybody on the show are friends of mine. So I got to see all the really cool and filthy stuff that got taken out. But it's a lot of fun.
But yeah,
especially when
that's my first answer. That's my first answer. Ed Platt or the Chief on Get Smart. If they ever want to do that again, hit me up.
Right. Well, and you can find that information in the show notes.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of like burnt out from all of these remakes that they keep on doing. But I think Get Smart and even the Avengers would be great to come back out with.
Yeah, they tried that with Ralph Fiennes and Uma Thurman. Am I correct?
Yes.
In like the late 90s, early aughts.
It didn't work.
No, it didn't work. And Sean Connery was the villain. So
they've tried Get Smart, and it's not working.
Yeah, well, you can't have Sean Connery as a villain. That ain't gonna work.
A villain dressed up as a big teddy bear or something. Yeah, and it tried to lean into the too bizarre stuff that the TV series The Avengers actually pulled off credibly. Now, one that I think it might be time for a reboot is The Prisoner.
Oh yeah. That good idea. The reason Get Smart doesn't
Of course it's a good idea. I thought of it.
The reason Get Smart doesn't work is because Don Adams came with, would you believe, missed it by that. All that stuff had already been written for him by Bill Dana. So he brought all of that with him. Those catchphrases were not created by Mel and by Buck. That was stuff he came in the door with. So you'd have to either find some other funny guy who had catchphrases or eliminate them entirely and go in a different direction in making Maxwell Smart a fool. But what they've done so far is try to recreate Don, and that doesn't work.
And you can't do that.
Don was one of a kind.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's my answer to that. I'm sure I could come up with a whole list, but you said we're running out of time. So,
Dick, you're a good guest because you give really good, thoughtful answers. I appreciate that. We've had people here who sometimes don't respond to questions necessarily, and while that makes
why would you come on a show for an interview if you can't respond to questions?
I keep asking myself that almost every single day.
Yeah.
Yep. And you're very quick. You're very quick-witted. I will say that, which is I enjoy that character trait.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I could see him being the voice.
Okay, so now you're just stroking me.
No, my hands are up here.
Nobody said it here. Thank God.
No, I thought about it, but I wasn't going to go there. I have one saved for later.
I think what we're all trying to say to you, Dick, is we've really enjoyed having you here as a guest.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you inviting me. It's awesome. I hope we can all get together actually IRL sometime. That would be cool.
Yeah. And out of the three of us, I actually did get to meet Dick in person at Northeast Comic Con not too long ago.
Right.
So he got to meet my granddaughter. Cool.
His granddaughters are like the most adorable little girls you ever want to meet.
So
absolutely,
most definitely. And,
right now I've got
from us.
That's true, and I have 10 con appearances so far. booked
Plug
in
'em.
2026. So yeah, if you follow me on Insta, if you follow me on Facebook, I am great at publicizing wherever I'm going to be. So I am probably coming to a con near you sometime in 2026.
Actually, you should be in Vermont.
Okay. Oh, you didn't mean right now. Okay.
It's the Sci-Fi, Fantasy, and Horror Expo.
Yeah. Yeah, because he fits in all that genre.
Yeah, you do.
I'll contact them. Absolutely.
I'll have
if you
to
know
reach out to
somebody.
the promoter. Oh, yeah, we know the promoter very well.
Okay.
You know, my friends here, Ben and Jeff, are very much into the horror genre and the brain eating zombie, because they got these wonderful characters they've invented. And I got to give a quick thank you to my friend Maddie Brooks, who gave me some information to make better questions today. And I was saying, when I was young, these kinds of characters existed, but they weren't mainstream. Today, zombies and Dracula, vampire, very, very mainstream. And I said, why? He said, because vampires are like sex. Body fluids are exchanged. It's control. And then for the fantasy, you live forever.
And they like to bite and nibble.
That too. But
on that note,
which I think was E flat.
Yeah, right. So, Dick, where do you like interacting with your fans on the social medias? This is a chance for you to plug your social media platforms.
Oh yeah, hit me up on the gram at Dick Terhune, just like you see the name spelled right there in the corner.
And for those of you who are only listening, Terhune.
Well, thank you,
Dick,
Mr. Narrator.
just like you would spell it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But of course, my favorite interaction is in person at the cons. So find out where I'm going to be. Come say hi. I would love to meet you.
Absolutely. And I always say that, folks, get off your ass, get off the couch. I don't care. We live in New England. There's 10 inches of snow. Wah! Go to the con.
That's right.
Let's go. Have fun.
If I can get there, you can get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What he said.
Yeah. So's your old man.
Mr. Jeffrey Mark.
Yes, sir.
The same question for you.
The same question.
But wait, I want to know why are we wearing mirrored glasses tonight?
We're wearing mirrored glasses. I'll give you the real reason. I'm not going to make a joke out of it. My allergies are driving me wild today with all the rain we've had here on the West Coast. And by the way, 2 earthquakes. Thank you for asking if I'm okay.
Well, you're here. I knew you were okay.
My eyes are all red. I didn't want to irritate my skin with makeup. I just figured this is a good look anyway. It matches the gold, and this way I could just sort of save myself from sneezing. So
because you've got the mirrored glasses and you've got the mirror behind you. So it's like we have infinite Jeffrey.
Right? Golly, I wish I had a good joke for that, but I don't. But the answer,
it was an observation, not a setup.
No, everything is a setup. I'm a professional comedian. Everything is a setup. And when I don't have an answer, I have failed. Jeffrey Mark with a G, Geoffrey Mark on Facebook, Jeffrey Mark Showbiz on Instagram. And as long as we're plugging all this stuff, if you'd like to see more of me, but in a musical variety format, Jeffrey Mark Plays Ella is available every week. I'm playing video podcasts of the great Ella Fitzgerald on a theme. And then because I wrote 2 books about her and worked with her at the end of her career, I give you insider stories about the music, and that can be found on all the same channels and platforms and places that you find this wonderful show. And please join us there. My friend Ben here is the producer of the show. Our friend Jeff sprinkles his love all over it. I'm sure that's why it has become so successful. And I'm very grateful to all of you out there who have made it that way. Jeff.
Yeah. Go to stilltoking.com. Talking with the Dead on Facebook. Be sure to follow our YouTube page. There's, 1,000 or more videos on there. And I want to thank Dick for coming up and getting in and having some fun with us. You know, that's something I haven't seen in a while, you know, based on my age. So, you know, yeah, that's what I got.
Can't take him anywhere. Nowhere.
Oh, man.
Oh, jeez.
Dick, I really enjoyed this. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure.
I'm not going to say it.
Say it. Don't say it. In all seriousness, folks, we want to thank
you. Always enjoy Dick anyway.
Here we go.
Dick for taking time out of his busy schedule
to
come hang out, talk about all the awesome stuff that he's been involved with. Again, check the show notes up above or down below, depending on when you're watching or listening to us. All his information is there. Reach out to him. He's a voice for hire. Just going to say, he's a voice for hire. Maybe he can make his dick talk. Who knows?
Hello.
We'll see.
What?
And he's a marvelous actor. Hire him.
But yes, to all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do so people like us can come up here and do what we do. Stay safe. We'll see you next week. We're out of here.
Have a happy.